And welcome to yes, I'm tired. Yes, my hair is like shit, but I'm not like some to talk about it. Welcome to BT26 Metagame tier list. Yeah, so I'm back from vacation, and the best thing to do when you're back from vacation is to piss people off, apparently, and make a metagame tier list. This was for marketing. Anyway, so basically we are going over way too much shit today, and this will be like the early version, right? The finals version will be later in the month. So we have a whole bunch of leaders today, and we have a new tier. We have a special new tier, so that's gonna be a very exciting one. A very, very special new tier to commemorate a very, very special new thing. Now, let's just get ready to introduce stuff. I am still getting my bearings from vacation, so yeah. How is everyone doing? What are you hoping to see today? Well, you will be seeing a lot. Fucking hell. I thought about like deleting and adding stuff, and just like I wanted to make a big one. So we're doing a big one. We'll be here for like 2 hours, god damn it. But anyway, let me show you the tier list. So, today we have multiple tiers. Tier 0, OP should be banned. Some things go here. Tier 1, meta defining, the best decks in the meta, of course. Tier 2, competitive, your second best choice for the BT26 meta, which is basically just the finals meta, let's not pretend. Then we're gonna add the pilot skill here. So decks, rogue at best, but in the hands of a good pilot they are pretty good and they can top events. Then we have the, oh my god, what the fuck, then we have the rogue. Okay, then we have rogue tier. You can top with these decks if you can play them very, very well. You can get like a cheeky top 16, but will they necessarily be winning events, because we're pretending like there's more than finals? I don't think so. But you can take them, you can pilot them very, very well, and you can top with them. Win, not necessarily, but definitely top. Tier 4 locals. As I say always, every single time, there is nothing wrong with deck being in locals. Some of the most fun decks in the game are in the locals tier. Hey man, hope that much needed vacation was a blast. Hey Entail, yeah, it was, and it was time for reflection. So, but more about that later. But yeah, it was much needed. Thanks, mate. Tier 5, trash. Trash is self-explanatory. Tier 6 is a Toa token tier. You know, everything. Hey Derpy, good morning. So it's Toa token tier, you know everything about that one. And then we have a newest addition. We have a newest addition to the tier list. Tier 7, finals pricing. And that's and if you look, like there's a fuck ton of these guys. We'll go over a lot of them fast, because there's not much to talk. We just throw them in the trash usually. But it's always because there's always someone who's like, where is set to Vados? And stuff like that. So anyway, we will start with the first thing on our agenda. It is the finals pricing. So finals pricing, I think this one is pretty bad. So I was considering like, hey, where can I put this one? Is there any use for this one, right? but because Bandai has been keeping it under wraps for so long, so I was expecting Finals pricing to do some more things, right? Or at least to be like more valuable or something. Unfortunately, as we have seen, Finals pricing just doesn't hold up to anything else. So, and it's utter shit to a point where you should go and play Battle Spirits or Fusion World. Just flat out go and do that. So, I don't believe that I can put it any higher on the tier list. I think I was thinking trash or Towa Token tier, but I think it might even be an insult to Towa Token tier. So I think that Finals pricing goes into tier 7. So I think that is fair. I think Finals pricing goes into tier 7. Then we're going through the weird ones that are just gonna be thrown around. You have the Wish Goku. In case someone wants to play a Wish Leader, we have a couple of those here. Is it any good? Does it do anything else? It has like a generic blue boss monster now, but other than that, nah, doesn't do much. I think all Wish Leaders can go into like locals, so just throw it in there. The Migra. Okay, so now we're going from junk to actually something that's okay. Expensive, yeah. So when it comes to the Migra, it's a deck. I would say that it's a definition of a rogue deck, though this one hasn't topped almost anything. Well, I also believe that it's not a deck that actually saw any competitive play ever since it got anniversary box support last year. If all stars align perfectly, you can kill your opponent. Like very, very fast. You can just kill your opponent lightning fast with the Migra. If all stars align perfectly. But then that's the same type of a deck that's like SS4, Gokuzino does the same hyper aggro. Like, it doesn't do the same, but it's hyper aggro. And it just does things more reliably. So, the Migra, I think it's still in locals. But you can argue that you can probably take it to I wouldn't put it in Rogue, because you can probably still take it to an event and you will win a couple of games, but not necessarily enough to top. Because I think when you approach top, you will run into players who know how to play against the Migra, and then it just falls. Now we have Bojack. Yellow Bojack is here. So where do we put... Yellow Bojack got a promo card. Jesus Christ. Benda keeps shocking me every day. It's a very toxic relationship. So, but like, I did not expect even them to remember that Yellow Bojack exists. Unfortunately, Yellow Bojack is still trash. So, I don't think that the newest promo did anything. I don't think that he did like flat out anything for this deck. Next on our list we have Mask Saiyan. Okay, Black Mask Saiyan, another just cute black aggro deck. Go play it at locals, won't do anything else. Same with Blue Bull BT26 locals. You can go, you can have fun with it. We'll start, we are digging through some shit at the very start, but then we'll start approaching like the higher end leaders eventually. So Gogeta Exodia doesn't do anything. Yeah, locals, you can actually, I'm not even putting it in locals. I think this deck is just trash. There's nothing here anymore. Hirodegarn, the OG Hero Storm. I don't feel like there's anything that you can do with this one particularly. I think you can like take it to locals. You can make some weird build with it, but you can. There are a couple of hero builds. I know. I saw Dane had one, and I think this was the leader. Which is like weird hand destruction thing. So I think like you can put him in locals, it's not bad. Gohan Wish. It's my favorite wish leader in the entire game. Is it any good? Well, it's like fat Gotenks. It's like blue fat Gotenks. Except this guy has crit and he can attack 1 billion times. So that's not bad. Like, in theory, you can attack like 4 to 5 times with a 30k crit leader. That's pretty good. If you use Encouraging Presence Monaka, he is 30k double crit leader that attacks multiple times. That's very good. That's really very, very good. However, getting there is a problem. That's the only problem, is just getting there. So I would not put him above locals. Okay, now we're finally reaching some good shit. So let's talk about Yellow Gohan. Yellow SS2 Gohan from I don't know which set. This is Ancient. There is a build. That they can go hyper aggro. Yes, exactly that. That's what I was just about to say. There is a build with this one. It needs, Mario came up with it, and it needs refining, but it can go, this deck can kill you on turn 2. It can go exceptionally aggro, like really, really hyper aggro. Probably the most aggro yellow deck in the game, but it's one of those where you need to see your stuff for it to actually do this. If it pulls it off, it will attack you 1 billion times and it will kill you. But you need to be able to pull it off. So I think that this one goes into Rogue. I think you can definitely top with this one. This is a very, very aggressive deck. But once again, the problem is, why doesn't it go any higher? It's RNG dependent. It's very RNG dependent. As long as opponent doesn't have a token counter, free counter, or an open energy, exactly, you can just win. A tier list and my birthday. Happy birthday, Greek! Thanks for streaming today as a gift to me. Always, mate. I just came from vacation and I was like, something was like, Damien, you have to stream, Damien. Now we know why. So happy birthday, Greek. Hope you're having a blast, mate. Then we have Bulma. Okay, so I'm gonna see some controversial shit. So when it comes to Bulma, I mean, we all know that it's a good deck. It's the best red control deck. I mean, it's stall, combo, control-ish, blah blah. However, despite Bulma's previous successes, awesome, Greek, awesome. I got right in time for controversy. Hey, Jay. Yes. Despite Bulma's previous successes, she hasn't topped a single time in BT25. Hey, Antail, thanks for the sub, mate. Thanks for supporting us this way here on Twitch, single-handedly keeping EU scene alive. Yes. So, when it comes to Bulma, I'm gonna be controversial and I'm gonna say that this is a rogue deck now. I don't think that Bulma is competitive anymore. Not in BT26. I think that if you run into Kitku, he will demolish you. If you run into any early aggro deck, it will eat you alive. You just can't. Like, with Bulma hasn't topped a single time in BT25. Now, let me just double check that, so that it's not that I'm saying usual shit. Has Bulma topped anything? Just checking on Deck Planet, the best deck builder in the world, where you can actually save your decks. Imagine that fucking functionality in 2024. Bulma has topped once in Latam. Okay. Oh, but that was BT24. So Bulma hasn't topped in BT25 at all. Will be competitive in 27. Yes, exactly, Olmis. Exactly. So, next we have Paragus just goes into locals. Fuck that deck, it doesn't do anything. So we have a couple of decks like this. We'll just shoot them to locals or to trash where they belong, and we'll just carry on with the better choices. Meal 18 isn't playable anymore. So like, but well, it feels bad throwing it in the trash, so I'll just throw it into locals. This deck can't mill anymore, and now it just flat out doesn't do anything, which is sad. Black Kitku, well, I wanted to say the worst of the Kitkus. I'm not sure whether or not it's worse than the yellow one, but regardless, it's another one that doesn't do anything. So, I mean, when I say doesn't do anything, all of these in locals are perfectly viable for locals play, and you can have fun with them, and they are fun decks. But competitive wise, it's not there. It's not even worth considering. Just remember, I'm in the chat. Yeah, exactly, to play Vegito. Oh my god, we have more people here. Holy shit, when did you come here? I'll play Bulma after the demon Kitku gets it. Exactly, mate. The tier list, S tier, is to play literally any other game. I agree. That's the S tier. I'm excited to play Vegito this set. Vegito is great. We'll talk about it. Peter is just saying shit. So, Brory. Green Broly Sama. Green discard Broly is really bad. I mean, like, I'm sorry, this deck is really, really goddamn bad. I won't be putting pictures here, that's gonna be too much clicking. It wants to do what? It wants to aggressively discard your hand, and today it just cannot do that anymore. All decks draw way too much. It's falling behind it's falling behind every single can destruction deck. So, I mean, like, I say the same thing every goddamn time. Broly set 1 is in locals, doesn't go anywhere. Hit, I have been toying with yellow hit, actually. So, I don't think yellow hit is completely bad. There are some cool things that you can do with him. There is some shenanigans with just like locking the leader on the front side, blah blah. That's not the worst. That's definitely not the worst thing that you can do. I think the deck is cute, but it's too expensive. Like, that's where I've landed with it. I've been trying to make it work for a few months now. I think it's cute, but it's too expensive, and it doesn't qualify as a rogue deck. So we can put it here. Kaioken Goku, one of my favorite decks in the game, the most overlooked Goku leader ever, the Miracle Strike Goku. This one is awesome. It got support, which doesn't really do anything. It got support that doesn't do much, but I don't think that it's in. That it's in Rogue. I think it's still in locals. I think the problem is I don't believe that you can top with this one. at all. You can pull the Miracle Strike build with it and catch like a few opponents off guard, but that one also requires that you have the Unison out, which you can't do anymore. So, I mean, you can do due to Kitku. In a different world, I would have put him in Rogue. The weird Android 21 that everyone forgot about is in locals. Black Boo is awesome, and Black Boo should get more support. Unfortunately, Bandai just doesn't like Black Boo for some fucking reason. So, sadly, I believe Invoker is only fun level, but I hope I am wrong. Black Boo is just locals as well. So, next we have hey. Thanks to the coffee club. Next, we have Peter Dance. So Peter Dance got some new support. He was a very happy Peter. Like, he was very, very happy Peter. We were talking about it for a long time, and he was like, mate, I am so happy I could do an explosive dance right now. But unfortunately, though Peter has been testing this one a lot, I haven't, but he has been testing it a lot. He was like, Damien, for fuck's sake, they did not touch Kitku. My unison can survive now. And I was like, well, Pete, you know what did you expect? Was is the keyword. So instead of doing an explosive dance, Pete was just standing still and being sad, so he went to play One Piece instead. So judging by that, I don't think, to be 100% honest, I don't think that Invoker is Rogue tier. If Kitku couldn't hit unisons, I would put him into Rogue. I would put him into Rogue 100% of the time. If Kitku wouldn't just delete the unison. But now, like, you got support that doesn't survive a single turn. You play it, you get like +1, and then this little fucker just eats it alive immediately, and you're just fucking sad. That's what's up with Invoker at the moment. So, yeah. But do I put it still in pilot skill? I don't want Peter to be. I'll put him into pilot skill. There you go, Pete. So, anyway, locals is fine. Okay, Peter says locals is fine. It goes into locals. Broly, the red one. Let me see very quickly. I don't believe that this one has stopped a single time, and no, not here. Broly just doesn't do also anything anymore. It's sad because the promo is amazing. Like the originals promo for Broly is so good. The King of Invokers should have his own tier, absolutely. Broly, I don't think there's anything here. Especially like the thing that you want to do with the Piccolo Jr. SR Unison is now even harder due to, and it's hard to get your keep your swap pieces on the board because they'll just get minused. And then, like, if Broly plays something, that just get Chaozu then minused again. So I don't think this deck does anything anymore. Broly goes into locals as well. It's like you have to be on drugs if you think you can just go. You can top with this one. SCR Broly is impossible to remove with Kitku in normal ways. Impossible to remove with Kitku in normal ways. Yeah, but you have to get to SCR Broly. Vegito, also not even rogue. Vegito BT2 is not even rogue. Like, this deck hasn't done anything in a year. The SR can kill it easily. Yeah, but you have to get to... the SR for Kitku. Yeah. This weird shit is just shit. I'm gonna throw it into trash. Android 17 Invoker. Android 17 Invoker. Oh, no, that's not the Invoker. That's the other one. Oh my god. That's the blue-red one, right? Oh my god, the frames are dying. Well, it's my will to live while going through so many bad leaders. Trash. Not having Warrior of Hero 7 is real bad. I agree. I think this one is just trash. Back in the day, there was a way to play... You can still do something cool with it, but it's no longer good. What you can do is you can loop Defending Friends, but that was strong when Defending Friends came out. Now it's just like, oh, okay, I will just bottom deck a card and I will just kill you. This is trash. Blue Baby BT11. What does he do? It discounts counter. Yeah, it discounts counter cards by 1 blue, I think. I also don't think that there is much here. Sadly, Invoker works only in the OG. Yeah. It opted the Gen Con. I know it opted Gen Con. With 4 energies and normal builds, it's impossible. It topped at the Gen Con. That just happened in BT25 meta. That is true. So it did show that it can do something, right? So we can just put it here. Like, it topped in Gen Con in BT25. It can do something. It does something right. So we can put it here. Hatch. Well. Oh, fuck me. So, welcome to everyone's favorite deck in the world. Hedge actually got support. Hedge got the cooler Floodgate SR that you can just play in Hedge, because no other deck but Hedge, Cooler, and Cumber will actually pay that much for the stupid thing. And then Hedge says like, lol, I have more floodgates, lol. In the new meta, BT26, he's not. I would say that he's not as good, simply because leader aggro can be a problem. We have some leaders which can swing multiple times. But other than that, he did get support, and honestly, I would take Hedge. I don't play Hedge, but I would take Hedge to. I would take him to an event. If I were playing Hedge, I would definitely take him to an event. I think Hedge is competitive now. Not that you should really enjoy playing it. It's a miserable experience, but hey, I mean, it's not for Hedge. Hedge absolutely enjoys doing it. Then we have Cooler. So Cooler Mel. They didn't do anything, right? Oh, it did top Gen Con. Cooler Mel topped the Gen Con. That's fair. So I will not be looking at everything that topped everything. Just to like one top would not necessarily put you into Rogue. It still needs to be a strong deck, right? It still needs to have a way to fight other decks and stuff. When it comes to in BT26, now with Anniversary Box support. So when it comes to Cooler, I think it's Rogue. I don't think that it's competitive anymore. I think that it's Rogue. It's still a good mill choice. It's better than Zamasu. It's a better mill choice than Zamasu. So, and if you know how to play it very well, you can top with it. You're not necessarily gonna win, but you can top. Then we have the SS3 Goku reboot. And there is the Hatch build, which is SS3 Goku reboot. If you haven't seen it, it's just replaying Ready to Rumble over and over and over again, while you use the Goku Frieza Z Unison, and you just lock your opponent out of energy. So, not out of energy, you lock your opponent out of attacking. It topped. I think it was Gen Con. We did cover that one. It did top, but thinking more about it, the idea is it catches people off guard, and when you're caught off guard by a bunch of Ready to Rumbles, you forget one very, very crucial thing. Very, very crucial thing. You don't need energy to play most of your shit anyway. And the moment you remember that, you'll just fly through him. So Cooler must go at least a bit more up there. Cooler didn't top anything, so that's why I'm not giving it so much. Eva plays Hatch and SS3 at locals. I know. Who else would play Blue Hatch? Hatch has been topping, but it's the same player, so it goes into player skill. That is true, actually. Yeah, I think we can do it like this. This dude I would not put into Rogue. I think once you figure out that you don't need to actually play and pay energy for shit. Yeah. Blue Beerus. Blue Beerus hurts a lot. I love Blue Beerus, and the deck has just been awful. Like, it's just been bad the entire year, except when Ivan won with it once, the first European event. So there is nothing new for Blue Beerus. I mean, there is the Broly Boss Monster. Cooler should be at least player skill. Cooler should top more to be player skill, I would say. So, like, I agree that Cooler is strong, but Cooler topped once since Kitku showed up. So, Beerus goes into locals. Basically, that's what I was going to say. Beerus goes into locals. He has so many cool tools now. He really has a bunch of cool tools. But he's just gonna get punched very, very fast. Yamcha is... well, you can play Yamcha at locals. Gotenks, the yellow one, same thing. Not the worst. SS3 in locals. Top 2 or 3 times... no, we didn't. No, we didn't, mate. SS3... 1 second. SS3 topped once. Give me one moment. Unless I'm like horror... oh, it topped twice. Okay, and where did it top? Dallas by Evo and Top Cut Online by Evo. So it topped twice by the same player. Yeah. But I don't think that if one player can make one deck work, that it's player skill. It needs to be a bit broader than that when it comes to results. Okay. We have the SSB Gogeta. You know where this one goes, Toba Token tier. He has like some new toys, but nothing really good. You can build him blue, red. You have some more fusions now. You can play the boss monster and go like -2 in hand and give him plus 5k and draw and shit, but it's not good enough. SS4 Vegeta is the same. He's just in locals. Nothing new here, unfortunately. Turles, green one, same thing. Didn't do anything in like 2 years. I mean, I like it, but I just don't feel like there's much. The cool thing is, no, you can't even do cold. Yeah, it's not as good. Just garlic, locals. Nothing new here. Yellow skillless Whis can go into trash. I mean, like, this deck is just bad. Garlic yellow is one of the worst. Yeah. Yellow skillless Whis is just bad. And now we are finally approaching. Now we have dug through shit. And we are finally approaching the better and newer stuff. SS4 Gogeta Xeno. Garlic goes into trash, sure. SS4 Gogeta... no, not SS4, oh my god. Gogeta Xeno, the black one. What do we do with this one? Gogeta hasn't done anything in forever. I don't think... Cooler Mill in Rogue is a hot take. As you agree or you disagree with it? I mean, I'm looking at it like this, right? Cooler Mill has topped... oh, actually, he topped 3 times. Oh, fuck me. Was I wrong? BT25, France, Gencon Offline, and France again in BT25. Okay, Cooler Mill has topped more than once. Topped more than once, so I'm going to put him into competitive. Okay. My mistake, I read the results wrong. Okay. So, definitely, yeah. I think I've saw only one. So just came to fix that. It's okay. It is okay. Gogeta Xeno doesn't do And Gogeta Xena hasn't done anything. I'm gonna throw it in locals, you can disagree, but this deck hasn't done anything ever. So, yeah. This deck needs support to actually work. To actually do something, this deck needs support. It's crying for support at this point. And you cannot do that by unbanning Marvel's Might, because that way you just broke the game. So, yeah. Cooler is a big threat. If you don't sideboard, you're cooked, yeah. It goes into competitive. So, then we have the boy. Oh my god, I love this deck so much. I am absolutely fucking crazy for this deck. Gohan pushed to the brink. The support is really dope. The support is cool, and I am proud to say that sadly all generic. These deal with Kid Tapion. Sideboard stuff also hurts Cooler. Yeah, I'm happy to say that this deck topped once. At the very end, at the very last event in Europe, it topped. I'm happy. That's all. Blue Gohans are the MVP of blue cards. Yeah, I like Blue Gohan. I think Blue Gohan can do good shit. I'm going to throw him into Rogue. So, yeah, go and have fun. Then you know what's not good? Yellow Sin. And this one is actually quite a surprise, honestly. Like, Yellow Sin, he got a way to awaken much faster. Like, he awakens at 6 now, which is cool. He has the Unison, which is like, okay. He can give barrier to things. Like, he's not bad, but no one plays it because Nuova and Oceanus are just... Nuova and Oceanus just ate him alive. I don't think that in BT26 you will actually play Yellow Sin at all. And just checking BT24 meta very, very quickly, because that's when the support came out, right? Yes, Yellow Sin hasn't topped a single time. Cool. Okay, so Yellow Sin, the problem with Sin is that Nova and Oceanus are way too good. That is true. That is true. So at the moment, I don't think that you even put this one into Rogue. Like, that's the hardest decision for me to make here, because like Yellow Sin is so good on paper. Like, as a control deck, it's so good on paper, but it didn't do anything the entire year. So it hurts, but I can't be convinced. I mean, you can try, but I don't think that it goes anywhere with zero results at all. Now, it could be one of those, like I would say Frieza Swap is phenomenal. I still believe that Frieza Swap is amazing. So it could be one of those that still has potential, but no one plays it. Just no one flat out plays the deck at all. That's also a possibility. And control isn't very good right now. Kid Quits, seen alive. Yeah, hard control, so it's just there. Now we have one of our tier 1s. SS4 Goku Zeno, the best black aggro deck in the game. Yeah, this deck is fucking phenomenal. I don't know what people who said that this isn't good are smoking. This deck is fucking amazing. It will run through you very fast. It can deal with Kitku. It has a positive matchup, I believe, into almost anything, and just kills you on turn 2 very often. So if it doesn't kill you on turn 2, yeah, then you can't go just I shut off my brain and maybe I win. You need to adapt a bit. It's a deck that becomes worse over time the longer the game goes, but very early on it can kill you, and it's one of those that has a positive matchup into Kitku. Because turn 2 you can just burst him down to 4 lives. He's not gonna activate water on that, so you already took 2 lives away from him permanently. This deck is really, really good. Leaders at the bottom are not showed anymore. Yeah, well, you will see them as I scroll down. So there's just a lot, so that's why it happens. unless I do like... you can see them now. So yeah, this is tier 1. If you're going to play black at the finals, you either take Vegito Xeno or you take Goku Xeno. Just depends on your playstyle, and I think that Goku is the better one out of the two. Goku Xeno stresses me out because it's so aggressive, such big swings with crit and double. Yeah, this deck is such a monster. Plus one of the best decks to fight Kitku. King Cold. Oh god, thank god that Joe is not watching this. How are you doing, Damien? How was the trip? Hey, Biren. Our trip was great. I haven't been home in like over a year, so it was awesome. It was awesome to drop by, to see everyone, to see my family, my teammates. It was amazing. So now I'm feeling refreshed. And we have, oh god, so much content. And we're bringing some new things to the channel as well, which is pretty cool, which is pretty exciting. Stuff is going to be happening in the next couple of weeks. What's that Gogeta tier 1? No, that's Goku Xeno. King Cold. Okay. I've heard I've heard that zoom too far, can't see the leaders. Okay, well, yeah, I'm just gonna zoom back normally, because what's the point of seeing these ones? You will see them when I go down anyway. So, King Cold. I've heard arguments. That King Cold is a rogue. I've heard arguments that King Cold is fucking amazing and it can just deal with Kitku and eat it alive. King Cold is cracked. A 5-drop green boo and reset the board. So yeah, I've heard arguments for King Cold being good. One of the loudest ones was that you can use a cooler effortless strike to just send Bunny Girl or something into the drop. My opponent doesn't know what this deck does, so it's kind of playable, yeah. So I don't think, honestly, I don't think that's an argument for King Cold. Cooler effortless strike can be played in other decks as well, stronger decks. Hell, you can put it in Green Gohan. It's not that hard to get it to work. You already start with a field card, you play your Z Extra and you dump literally anything into the drop. Cooler effortless strike is online. People have been doing it for a very long time. I personally have a hatred for King Cold because I find the color palette disgusting, so I cannot look at it. But I'm trying to... King Cold makes me want to die, I know. I'm trying to be somewhat objective here, and I don't think that the support is good enough for King Cold. I think the engine is still way too big. And now you're adding even more shit into it. Now you're adding 2 more battle cards into it. Of course, you're not going to be playing 4 of everything. And then you need to find place for Solidarity. Yes, you do, because the 5 cost isn't that good. And yeah, it's... Nah. I think Joe can make this one work. But I feel like he's at least rogue. Like, I feel like I've been rambling like a madman, but I feel like maybe. I don't fucking know. So, you can use the King Cold, Floodgate, you can use Dormant, maybe, but like twice. Oh, twice during the entire game, whenever you establish your unison before he dies horribly. So there are things that you can do. You can make a very aggressive build with it, but that's just kind of it, you know. I would not put it any higher than Rogue, and this is more out of respect for Joe. Jiren is the dickhead Nippleman goes into locals. Unfortunately, he's completely unplayable in the current meta. Taking Jiren is asking to lose unless you have mastered the Jiren slide. Then you're good. Green Majin Vegeta. Then we have Launch. As always, launch is pilot skill. We have seen phenomenal launch players just win events, and we have seen players who don't know how to play launch lose horribly. And I still think that the deck is very good, and it's one of those pilot skill ones. It can either be phenomenal or it can be absolute shit. I think in the hands of a good pilot, it's capable of topping. Not maybe winning every time, but it's capable of topping. So it's worth respecting launch. Blue Bojack. Okay, so let me see. How did Bojack man go? Bojack be getting one top. Thanks to Ollie. Launch draws. Yeah, and Tail is also here. Yeah, launch by far one of the decks that requires most skill. Absolutely. Bojack. I mean, I like Bojack. Got to be pilot skill for Bojack. I also think pilot skill for Bojack because it's not an easy deck. Yeah, I think Bojack is pilot skill. It's hard to play it, but it is possible to top. Bojack is player skill. Gotcha. Rubbing hands waiting for pan. Red, Bardock, locals, not a bad deck. Definitely not a bad deck, but I wouldn't say rogue. If you're an expert player with it, you can kill your opponent, hopefully, like very, very fast. It will run out of steam at some point. It's just not keeping up with other red decks. And that's it. Like, I have nothing against Red Bardock. I love the deck, but I don't feel like it's there. This dude, this fucking trash. Okay, in the trash where it belongs. This Gohan, I don't even remember why he's here, probably so that people don't ask me where is he. He's in locals as well, and now we reach a good deck again, Mehi. Okay. Brother is the biggest paying laser. I have to deal with it daily. Oh god. Red Bardock is super fun, but hasn't had anything in the way of support. Yeah. So, Mehi. Okay. Can we do anything with Mehi? Well, Mehi did top fairly recently. It did top, so I mean, what can we do with this deck? Well, Kitko can do horrible things to us. However, no, Damien. Hey Jeff, what's up? Locals for Mehi deck is mid. It's one half decent, showing like yeah. And that's because no one knew what he did. Hey Jeff, what's up? How's it going, mate? Rogue for Mehi because it doesn't really do anything. Locals, oh my god. So, yeah. Well, Mehi got one cool thing. We have to give it this. Mehi got a super combo that he can use at any amount of lives now. With the newcomer. Like every black deck got it. Though some black decks don't care about it, like Goku. So that's worth noting. It's worth noting when you have a black deck which can awaken at super high lives, it can just start using the super combo. That's strong. Is it so strong? Like, is it rogue? Meanwhile, yellow Bojack is absolutely garbage and makes me want to cry. I know. Yellow Bojack is just fucking tragic, man. It's really tragic. Let me just see something for Mehi. Can Mehi deal with anything? Well, he doesn't need a unison, so like, hey, that's not bad. He doesn't need a unison to do shit. But besides that, I'm trying to find any argument to say like, oh, okay, this is good, but I don't think there is anything. I'm going to throw him into rogue. Rogue, oh my god, I'm gonna throw him into locals. I mean, I wanna throw him into rogue. I'm a Mechi fan. So I think that the super combo is good. I think that the super combo is okay. Like, it's good enough to help it just one bit, and you have to play way more defensively than you normally would to do shit with it. The cool thing is that you can force your opponent to warp shit. That's the cool thing. And anything that warps and doesn't require Ebiren, yeah, I think so. Anything that warps and doesn't require a unison to work in a meta with like Kitku, for example, if you can just warp his shitty skillless cards, you're doing pretty well. Don't Z-charge much it early, so the super combo isn't that beneficial. It's probably wanting to be at 4 lives. It's also a possibility. Helku is unfortunately just fucking bad. U7 Gohan also just no, not gonna do anything in Kitku meta. Sin Zeno. God, I love Sin Zeno. I am so salty that this thing just adamantly doesn't get support ever. Just never gets any support at all. You can play cooler in him. The SR, if you really want to do that, and because you just spirit boost to do stuff. Unfortunately, unisons are unplayable, so Sin goes into locals. Unfortunately, unisons are flat out unplayable. At least the small ones. Red Extra Broly. It's one of my favorite decks in the entire game. It's so goddamn good when you're playing it at locals level. It's another one of those where you're just like, hey mate, make you one of the few decks that can manhandle Kitku a bit. Problem with Sin Zeno is his archetype. Yeah, he's super archetype heavy. You can't use... If you could use the counterplay normally without having to go into a Z unison as a Sin, that would have been so much better. So, problem with Sin Zeno, yeah. Its SCR isn't even a Shadow Dragon, exactly. Yellow Turles is trash. Okay. That's the old one. That one is just trash. All Turleses are trash. Supreme Kai. Again, what the fuck? I think my browser is acting up because of the extreme amount of shit on it. Let me just give it a moment to see. No. Oh yes. Okay, it's working now. Supreme Kai goes into locals. I'm not gonna even debate this. Is the finals pricing bad? Oh yes. Yes. I said it earlier in the stream. Go play Fusion World. Don't play Fusion World. Play Battle Spirits. Trust me. If you got your tickets and planes and everything for your finals events, wherever they are, it's worth more paying 10 to 20 euros for a meta Battle Spirits deck and actually have a decent shot at getting your trip to America. Or maybe Japan. It might be in Japan, the Worlds. So if I were going, I would play Battle Spirits. So I'm pretty sure that you will earn more money on participation pricing for Battle Spirits than you're gonna earn anything on pricing for Masters. So side event on the page, lol. So that it said side event. Lol. So, Tex Gita, locals, not much here. Videl got some new support and it's cute and it is cool and you can do big swings with the leader. You can give her double now. You can do a lot of cool shit with Videl. And you know what you can't do? You can't use uneasing. So, yeah. You can't use uneasing, you can't use cold, your unison will get eaten alive. It's not a bad deck, it's just if you're taking it to the finals, you're gonna be pretty sad. You can't even get tickets to NA Nets yet, it's weird. Oh god, they still haven't opened them. Oh wow. This Trunks is trash. If you don't recognize it, it's BT14. Kaba got support. Kaba got really good support, actually. Man puts Vidals in locals but puts King Cold. Johan's convinced you wrong. I think Kaba is actually pretty good now. Has anyone tested Kaba yet? Because I know there has been a lot of hype, and I did explore it a bit in theory, because I'm not a big U6 fan, but it does look very good at the moment. Like, it went from straight up unplayable, like unplayably bad, into a deck that actually does something. Let me just remind myself, what exactly did he get? He got a Z Leader. That's the one thing that I'm actually interested in. I know the other card. So BT26, Kaba, we can Z lead free immediately. Draw one additional if its opponents, restand an energy, and the card gains barrier. That's fucking amazing. Spirit Boost though. Choose one of your Kappa cards and switch it to active mode that use up to one of your blue U6 in drop. I mean, like, it's not a bad deck. It's not a bad deck. I think the support for it is great. I think the problem is Spirit Boost. That's what I think is a problem with Kaba. I don't think he's going out of locals. However, keep in mind that he was like trash before. So, does it go above locals? Arguably. What do you think about Gogeta versus Kaba? Well, Gogeta is Kaba alive. I wish Dripko could combo with Unisons. I wish so too. I also wish that. Green Boo, sadly locals as well. Kale, same thing with Kale. Kale is cool because now she has Dabura, the Unison, so she can do some more things. But other than that, like, unfortunately, it's too slow. Yeah, that's really the support that it needs. Finn is cool. Finn is also cool for locals. Shout out to Solaris who played it. Flipan, same thing. Fun deck. Go have fun with it. My big wound. U7 Red Goku. I love this deck. I absolutely love this deck. But things are 20k now. He needs something to buff his things. He needs something to buff his cards. Goku. Just make some Goku Z Leader that combos and making 20 base. Yeah, I think U7 Red needs a way to make his 19ks 20ks. And he needs just a bit more love. Plus, we might have an odd mill deck here and there, so the self-mill isn't completely viable anymore. General Dildo goes in, well, he's Towa's General Dildo, so we can put him into Towa token tier. Blue is trash, and now one second, I have to put Towa here, and now we finally reach a period with a couple of decks worth actually discussing. He needs a card like Janemba, yes, definitely, something like that. That's what he needs, just so that the 19s can be 20s, and then it's awesome. SSG Trunks. Okay, let's talk about actually good decks now. SSG Trunks, I love this one. I don't think that it saw much play, though, because, one of the problems is also the lack of promo availability, but it did top 3 times. I feel like this one is really good. I think that the promo is great for Trunks. You can get your Z Unison, you can get your counter out very fast. The Chile Z Unison is amazing. It's absolutely insane in this deck. It's so big that Kitco cannot just delete it by itself. You play it very early on, you establish your counterplay, you just warp things, buff your leader, charge Z energy, drop. So it's very strong, plus it allows you to, getting promo is like finding gold. Yeah. It also allows you to, the Unison allows you to awaken more consistently, which is the best thing about it. I think that this deck is, the only problem with the deck is, well, needs a Unison. That's always a problem. But then again, you can try to go with Chile a bit longer. Yeah, Trunks made a resurgence. It's not as good as Gogeta or Goku, but I feel like this one is definitely competitive. I think it's your third best choice, I would say. If you're adamant on not playing Goku or Vegito, you can go with Trunks. You can definitely top with this one. Trunks Jita, locals. The Trunks Jita hasn't topped in 2 years now. Dripko, sadly in locals. So much support. And he didn't do anything. He absolutely, I agree. Off topic. For someone who is looking to play a card game other than Masters, Alpha Clash. Alpha Clash if you are from America. If you're from Europe, wait a bit, but definitely check out Alpha Clash. Like I'm super hyped for it. It's been going on for like 4 sets now. I mean, set 4 is just coming out. It's a game made by Masters players, and it's the closest that you have to Masters. It's effectively Masters without combo step. So it's not like Fusion World. Fusion World doesn't have counters. This one doesn't have combos, but it is very unique way of how leaders are awakening, and it has weird mechanics. We will be talking about it at some other point. But absolutely, if you can check out Alpha Clash, if you have it in your stores, in your region, go check it out. Plus, if you're in America, they actually have cash prizes. They're putting in like $125,000 in cash prizes, plus pricing for their competitive events. It's fucking insane. Like, it's one of those rare indies that's done good. But you know what's not done good? Cooler. Cooler is in fucking locals. It's so tragic. Cooler is in locals. Space Shit is in locals. Dabura Swap, same thing. And now we reach Shroom and Salsa. Shroom and Salsa is good. Shroom and Salsa has a decent matchup into Kitco. It has the ability to warp its skillless cards, which is great. And once again, it's, as always, it's pilot skill. You either know how to play it flawlessly and you'll be very happy camper, or you have zero clue how to play it and then you will just be sad. Master Roshi. What is this? Sunny Bobby, we had Alpha Clash at our store for like 3 months, then the community died. They all started playing meta decks and being toxic. Yeah, a game needs a bit more coverage and like more community, but it's super fun. It's very fun. And the rewards are really cool. They don't have the normal meta leaders like we have, but they have extended alt art. No, they have normal art but extended in Metal Leaders. Just like spreads it, captures more of the image. That's really cool to see. Imagine if we had that in Dragon Ball. That would have been amazing. Then we have Roshi. I'm going to put Roshi into Rogue. I'll always put Roshi into Rogue. Every single argument that you can say, like, oh, King Gold can play effortless, it can do this, so can Roshi. Roshi is just severely overlooked. It's really overlooked. That's what I got from it. There was only like four people that even made decks. Yeah, it's hard for smaller games. Then we have King Piccolo. This fucking trash. These guys just bad. Halo Goku, same. I'm going to throw him into locals. Though honestly, actually now he just belongs in trash at this point. He's not even playable. Bardock. Bardock is amazing. Bardock is really, really good. Bardock finally got support in Anniversary Box. Though I think I can put this to the like here. It feels dirty putting it with the other ones. Bardock finally got Anniversary Box support. Anniversary Box support is great. He's super aggressive. He can search for his own floodgate. Now the 8 cost is more. It's actually playable. Like the 8 cost is actually playable. It made the deck overall better. Armin Suzuka has been 20-ish players forever. It's gotten bigger and smaller, but the core community is amazing, and we try to throw down at bigger events with some success. Awesome, mate. I think Bardock is good enough to be competitive now. I think if you're going, he's either competitive or he's rogue. No, he's competitive because I know what's tier 1. So I think Yellow Bardock Screw is competitive now. I think this one is really, really good. Rogue at minimum, yeah. My locals died like 9 to 10 months ago. Well, we have online locals. I mean, sadly, that's the best that we have. So it's just kind of the thing with Bandai games, isn't it? Baikuhan. You know that Tova not only has a dildo, like general dildo here, she also has a secret lover, and that's Baikuhan. And Baikuhan has been putting up his cheeky skills so that the boyfriend Gogeta just cannot find him. So, you know, it's this weird fucking love triangle, and general dildo is here on the side. So the Towa token tier is getting bigger and bigger, actually. YouTube video tier list incoming. This tier list will just be re-uploaded to YouTube at some point. The reason why I'm streaming it, just besides hanging out with all of you, is also because these are usually so big that my computer cries for mercy when I try to render them. This way I can just upload them. Okay, Fat Gothings. Locals, go play him. He's absolutely very, very cool. Shroom and Salsa BT18. Shroom and Salsa BT18 is cool. Shroom and Salsa BT18 is really, really cool. I don't believe that it did literally anything in the last meta. Sadly, it didn't. BT24, I also don't think that it did anything there, right? Checking. No. So it hasn't topped a single time, unfortunately. I think it's cool. Yeah, Fat Gothings is awesome. Just don't take him to an event. Interest fluctuates and it's not there. It dies out quick. Yeah. I'm going to put them into locals though. I don't think that can you take this deck and can you top with it? That's a big question. Can you take Shroom and Salsa BT18 and top with it? Though this hasn't happened a single time this year. So I don't think you really can do that anymore. It's weird. I could have sworn fucking English that I have seen it top this year, at least in Latam. I know that we brought one of them. Yeah, but apparently I'm not crazy. It just hasn't topped at all. Huh, that's interesting. So, with no tops, what do you guys think? Chat, you decide. Where do we put Shroom and Salsa BT18? Rogue? Locals? Okay. We're between Rogue and locals. I mean, it's not lower than locals, right? I think we can put him in Rogals. Okay, cool. Let's say we can just put him. I don't fucking know. I think we can put him into locals. It's supposed to be like one of those trash. It's supposed to be one of those decks that can survive a lot, right? It's very survivable. But it's not survivable when it doesn't have a high survivability when your opponent is beating you with 30k guys. If it were 20, 25, then okay, but 30... Now, what you didn't know is that Towa's a Raging Core, so Piccolo joins the party as well in the Towa token tier. Like the orange... The orange dude is... No, the yellow Piccolo is here. This deck is so goddamn bad. This deck is so bad. There's not a single redeemable thing about this deck. These guys go into trash. And now we reach the green Gogeta. Okay. I was hyped. Man, I wanted the Sandtrio to be so good. Me too. Green Gogeta. Green Gogeta got some support. And after toying with it, so it got the Z Unison, and the Z Unison is really good in the deck because you can just charge your EX Evolve dudes and then play them. It got the boss monster, but you don't really play the boss monster because you're not gonna go -3 in hand. So the Z Unison is cool, but you can play him very early on. You have to play him a bit later in the game, which is kind of not the best. However, I think that he's locals now. I think that the deck is locals now. It's been in the trash for so long, I think it goes here. Now we're once again reaching one of the better ones. Freehan. Freehan has, for me, it has always been a pilot skill deck. It has always been one of the toughest decks to pilot in the game because you're not playing with... you're not playing extra cards most of the time, or you're just playing very little. People who try settings don't know how to play it. Yeah, Baden, I agree. But I don't think that it's higher than locals, though. I think it's good, but I don't think that that you can just go and consistently top with it. Or just with a very high percentage to do it. I'm gonna say something controversial about Freehan. I don't think that it's a pilot skill deck anymore. I think that in BT24, I would say that it's still a pilot skill deck. With Anniversary Box support, with BT26 cards, with the Goku Vegeta, which is the biggest one for this deck, I don't think that it's pilot skill. I think it's just competitive. Which is, you might say, even better. Because back in the day, you would need to have pilot skill with the deck to know exactly what you're doing, when and how. It's very punishable if you make mistakes. Now I believe that you can just take it and go to an event. I don't think that you need to completely master it to do well. It builds itself now. It covers all of its flaws with the Anniversary Box support and stuff. I am tempted to put him into meta defining. I am tempted to put him into tier 1. I'm gonna say tier 2 though. Okay, Android 18 BT20 is locals. Yeah, there's not much here though. It's solid, support is good, the Z leader makes it strong, plus the energy marker. I think the thing that for me pushed him to the top is Gogeta and Goku BR. The one cost Gamma card. This goes back into locals. Like, this got a TP and it didn't do anything. And I think this deck, specifically Spirit Bomb, needs a counter. Like, this deck needs a counter. Like, leader lock it. Do something. Make it an SCR. Just do something for like counter. Or something. Just killing your opponent with this deck is so difficult now. Plus, all of your best things got limited or banned. I don't think this one is good anymore. Orange Piccolo, same. You can play him at locals. Tracker Man. So we reached the red Android 13. Got support. He's pretty good now. He's pretty good. Can you necessarily top with it? I don't think you can. Tracker Man is decent. Spirit Bomb was one of my first decks. Tried to make it work several times but gave up and moved to Yellow Gohan next set. Yeah, we'll reach Yellow Gohan. Rogue for Tracker Man. I think Rogue is decent for the deck. Honestly, out of all of the decks in the locals, when you look at Tracker Man, he can beat you more consistently with the newer support. He can go off more consistently, and that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna say Tracker Man is a rogue. Basically everything that got Anniversary Box support is so much better now. Says he, as he's double checking that he didn't throw something in locals or trash. The survival on it is pretty good too. Yeah, pressure is insane. It's very, very good. Broly is the locals. Okay. Green Bro goes into locals. Fake Invoker goes into locals as well. Boo, Yellow Boo is just trash. Yellow Boo is a very sad story of a deck that was this close. It was this close to be like exceptionally insane. It was so close, but then the goddamn permanent should have just ended up removed from the battle area or something. This deck was so close, but now it's just even worse. Bear, Captain Cum. Okay, I've been playing Fake Invoker with the new Unisons. Feels good now. But I don't believe in survivability of Unisons at the moment. Captain Cum. Captain Cum is very good at the moment. I absolutely love Cumber. I love this deck so much. Easy pilot skill though. I think locals at best, mate. You're crazy. True, Yellow Boo gets its chain interrupted and you're cooked. Yeah, I think Cumber is really, really good now. Rogue at minimum. I think he's Rogue at minimum. Also, I don't think that he is... I think he would still go into... I'm wondering, does he still go into pilot skill? Still locals, you think? With everything that it got, doesn't Kid could just cook it? Actually no, because if you play versus Kitco, what do? You're not Unison dependent. I mean, like, yeah, Kitco exists. You can bottom deck his things. That's not bad. But all of your shit will get removed very, very quickly. So, pilot skill, people say. Rogue. I'm always gonna put Cumber into pilot skill. I love Cumber. So I can afford to be a bit biased here. So I think he should have a decent matchup into Kid Cool, right? I haven't played the matchup yet, but just in theory, I think it's solid because you can bottom deck his shit. If you overwhelm Warp, all their skillless, it's really strong into Kid Cool. Yeah. Or you overlord their cards, you remove it that way. The meta is just stupid. I'll put him out of copium. I'll put him into like pilot skill. You can, but yeah, take it for what it is. These decks in pilot skill, they will either top or they will perform fucking horribly. Bottoming the skillless is really good. Yes. This dude goes into locals. Shit. Android 21. Here we fucking go again. Every goddamn time it's like, Damien, where is Android 21? And then I put him, and then I put the deck into locals, and then it's, Damien, you hate America. Like, you hate freedom, you bastard. So I'm gonna say, yeah, then you just play TN and bring the skillless out of the deck. Yeah. Look, it topped 5 times. Okay, I'm gonna put it into Rogue. There you go. There you go. It got promoted from locals into Rogue. So, America. Okay. What else do we have? We have Garlic Junior. Garlic plays with balls. He can play with balls with his cousin in Trash tier. Super 17, the green one. I don't know what 10 players like it, because our scene doesn't. Yeah, we absolutely don't like the deck. But it topped, so there we go. Super 17, the green one, is so much better now. It is so much better now that it's still locals, but it's much, much better, and I encourage trying it out. It's pretty cool. My probably favorite deck in the game, or close to it, Oob, unfortunately locals still. Shlonku, though his Shlong is long and strong, he's just in locals again. Yellow Bad Huggy Sluggy is trash. The deck is just don't play it in locals. Don't even play it in locals. Like Yellow Slug is just fucking bad. What else do we have? Yes, Sandman. The Shlong. Here we go. Here's some Shlong. So sell BT21. It bad. So we throw him here. Though I'm very tempted to just throw him into Trash. I'm very tempted to just throw him into Trash. But like, you can play him in locals and have fun. Though realistically he belongs into tier 5. Without extra card counters. No, it's okay. It's in locals. It's fine. Is Majin Vegeta yellow? He's not. We haven't reached him yet. He's one of the last ones, because SD starter decks, they're placed among the last leaders. Darmak, don't worry. Could just be it's goated with Hellfighter, but the deck is really, really strong. It is. It's really, really strong. I think it's still locals, but it's really strong. Because the bloody who play Green Code goes Brawl, Z Battle, and pop my Ginger Town. What do I do now? You cry. you cry and you curse the day that you decided to play BT21 Cell. Could just be Pilot. He's got it with us, but the deck is here. Actually, yes. Holy shit! Actually, you did. You did point a good thing here. Your opponent can actually just kill Ginger Town with, if it's green. Oh my god, it goes into Trash now. Blue Baby. Oh my god, I got so much shit for Blue Baby. I love this deck. I really, really love this deck. Watching tier lists make you realize how many bad leaders are in the game. Well, true. There's like 200 leaders here. And I mean, I would not necessarily still call them bad. Like, they're just not competitive. But then you see like tier 5 and stuff like that. Yeah. There's a bunch of leaders that you just can't top with anymore. Baby, oh my god, I love Baby so much. I love this deck so much. But I don't think it does anything anymore. It's super strong, but it folds into red. It folds into black. It's locals. Yeah, it doesn't have a floodgate. It's locals, unfortunately. Green Gohan, well, you know how the song and dance goes. Green Gohan is competitive. Let's put him here. He's either competitive or he's meta defining. He's one of those two. For now, let's put him here. We might take him down to tier 2. When it comes to green has a couple of decks that are very, very strong. It has 3 decks that are at the very top of the metagame. And the idea is, yeah, it has 3 decks and all of them have basically the same performance. So I think Green Gohan is still one of your better picks. Now, is it necessarily tier 1? That's up for debate. But I think we can put it here for now, and then we'll talk when we reach the other ones. This thing is trash. Frieza Swap, I'm always going to say that Frieza Swap is an amazing deck that people just adamantly refuse to play. And it's super fun when you take Frieza Swap and you play into Kitku and you make another card skillless and then you proceed to cry. So, but I think Frieza Swap can go into like Rogue. I think Frieza Swap is very strong and people just don't play the deck. Can we call it Pilot Skill for Frieza Swap? I don't think you need so much pilot skill. I mean, you do need, but I don't. But pilot skill decks are supposed to be like very, very pilot skill heavy. So I think Frieza Swap is still in Rogue, and that's where it can stay. I usually put him into tier 2, but I think that he got knocked down a peg with all of the new cards. Beast Gohan goes here. Hedo, locals, unfortunately. Hakim Payet, or from France. Let's see, where do we put him? So Gogeta. God, blue Gogeta. It's hard to watch blue decks fall off so drastically. Like blue Gogeta, he was good in 24. He had one top in 25. So yeah, it actually had a win. It won by a phenomenal player, but probably one of the best Gogeta pilots in the world. Tier 2. Well, Gogeta is too slow. Tier 2. Think it's bad. I think that it is too slow. I think the blue Gogeta just cannot keep up with the current metagame. So it can if you're a phenomenal player, but I don't think that it's either 2 or 3. It's honestly either tier 2 or tier 3. I would put him into 3 because at worst it's Rogue. Before Kitku, before like the insane aggression, Gogeta did top like 6 times in BT24, and then it only won one event in France, and it didn't show up at all besides that. So clearly it has the ability to top or to win. So is that pilot skill though? So it's not the best, but I think we can revisit the top ones later on, because we have so much shit to dig through first. I feel like it's way too slow, honestly. It does its thing on turn 4, it's dead by turn 4. Unless you like open heavily with Nimbuses and stuff. Janemba. I think Janemba is cool. I think Janemba is hard to play. Unfortunately, you want to have that Unison stick around. You definitely want to have the Unison stick around. That's the text on the card. If you have 3 or more energy plus 1 non-unique from your battle and to choose up to one of your opponent's cards and KO it. Okay, Broly doesn't Broly only kill battle cards? This is the text. You can place the Ginger Tower into trash to play the cost. Yeah. How do you guys feel about Janemba? I feel Janemba is much, much better than it was before. I feel like it's a much stronger deck now. I would put it into Rogue, honestly. I think Janemba is very strong at the moment. Locals, though. It's definitely not the easiest one to play. It's not super easy. It can put out a lot of aggro. You really need the 6 cost, because the 6 cost actually makes all of your things a threat. Unison is cool. You don't fully depend on having the Unison out though. So like that's a plus. You can go super explosive, but everything costs an energy. The problem is how to draw and restand on to do that on your. You can do that only on your opponent's turn, and you need to fire off one of your Z extras to do so. So I am unsure about Janemba. It's either Rogue or it is Locals. I think that it's really good. I feel like the deck is good. However, Peter Dance has played this deck more than me. So, and he says that it's Rogue. Peter says that it's Locals. So I'm gonna have to unfortunately slap it here, though it still feels like it's so much better than anything else in this tier. So yeah, let's put it. I mean, I think all of these anniversary box decks are Rogue at least, so I'm gonna slap it here. Go Bros. Oh, actually no, one of them isn't, and it's Go Bros. This deck is Locals. This deck is bad. It feels better with new support, yeah. GoPro support didn't do anything. Meanwhile, because like why? No one in the right mind would ever play the engine. So, Broly, we can stick him into locals as well, though he's not completely bad. He did top in 24. He did show that he has the ability to top. However, I don't think that he can necessarily keep up with all of the new decks. Yellow Kitku, well, that's the bad Kitku, so he goes into locals as well. Baba is an amazing deck. Fun story. I actually managed to convince Peter Dance to try out Baba, and Peter would vouch that Baba is a good deck. Baba is a good deck. Unfortunately, it's not as good in this meta, but it's not bad. It's just a deck that no one plays because it's unplayable in webcam events. But the deck is really cool. It's super fun. It's like a mini Spirit Bomb. The new support is great for Baba. BT26 is somewhat slow start, but really fun to play. Yeah, it's a fun deck to play. That's something that I need to stress out again. Just because decks are in locals doesn't necessarily mean that they are bad. The bad ones, like the really bad ones, are in trash. It just means like don't take these to competitive events, please. Fu is another one that has just completely fallen off from grace. Fu has managed to top once in BT25. And he topped 5 times in BT24. Who is the locals right now? Janemba deck in Rogue, I like the deck a lot. Yeah, I like it too. What's the problem with Fu? What does Fu have? He doesn't run the... Yeah, he doesn't run the... help me out here. Z Unison. He doesn't run a Z Unison. That's cool. That's not bad. Hard loses to Kitku. Yeah, the idea is with him he needs a... oh god, it's been so long. He needs a Z battle, right, to actually do. Yeah, he needs a Z battle card. He needs to put stuff... Yeah. Full fighting... Fighting enthusiast treatment. Now that's a name. Yeah, he hard loses to Kitku. He's unplayable. Full doesn't have a massive 30k barrier blocker, double striker. Kitku removes the cumbers. Hard loses. Yeah, we can just throw him into locals then. Gohan Trunks. Future Gohan. Okay, let's see. Future Gohan, BT25. I think this one did relatively well. I mean, he had 4 tops. Future Gohan had 4 tops. Rogue, you would say. I think at least when it comes to future Gohan, I don't think that the deck is bad. I feel like it just gets overran by other things. It's an easy deck to pilot, it is. Tier 2, I think it's still good, but people are just playing Kid Q instead. I feel same. I also think I feel like this deck is tier 2. Though my teammate Ivan would heavily disagree, because he did like shit with future Gohan. I feel like it's it's product of its time, right? It's just not as good as it used to be back in the day. You're gonna tell me that it's the pilot, lol. I think that it's competitive. I think you can probably top with it. You can top with it more often than with a rogue deck. You might not want to play it, but oh my god, we're approaching the end. Droids. I'm gonna put the droids into I wanna put the droids into rogue. I love droids so much. Droids did get a new support, which is really good. Like the support for droids, it's so good. It's the newest Android 18, which is a dual attacker, and then you can just pay 1 and go into the 25k dual attacker. So you have quad attackers for 2 energy. That's amazing. They hit Gohanks, then came out with better red X. Locals for droids, because I don't think it will top. I personally think it's tier 2. I think droids are rogue. I think you can top with the droids. It's one of those where I'm like, you can top with them, but you probably won't play them. But you can top. If you go to an event, you can top with droids. Droids are fucking insane now with the newest Android 18 SR. Just making them quad attackers, yes please. Tromaku is locals. Reddit is another member of the Toba token tier, I would say. Reddit is just horribly bad. It's one of the worst decks in the entire game, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. The problem with Reddit, is that Scouter just became a worse card as the time went on. Scouter is like 15k or less, and then you get to play something, and we're in like 20-30k meta. Unless it's a Floodgate or a Pill Up Shumai or a random one cost, it's gonna just do nothing most of the time. And then all of your free plays are gone. Seeing your opponent's end, it is. Seeing your opponent's end is good, but you cannot cheat your cards in anymore. So you're looking at how your opponent is gonna beat you. So blue needs more tools. Blue needs like a lot more tools. I think I'm gonna be fair and put him into trash. But yeah, Trunks Mai is rogue. Trunks Mai got a stupid good new promo. The promo for Trunks Mai is... Sorry, there's something with Mike. The promo with Trunks Mai is really, really good. See Solidarity into Gogeta combo and Dormant in hand. It's like, what do you do then? Trunks Mai, I would say... No, it really isn't, because it doesn't mean anything. You get info, but that's it. Yeah, you get info on how you're gonna get beaten. I would normally put it into locals. I'm super biased. It's the deck that I play the most. But the new promo is amazing. It's a 1 energy, just delete any unison. Token Tova is better than trash. I'll die on that hill. Yeah, but Token Tova deserves to be in the Tova token tier because of what she did to Secret ID. Like, this is the worst banning of all time. Actually, she has to be on the top. She's the queen of Tova token tier. The promo is great. Just 1 energy, delete shit. Oh, is there a unison problem? No problem. No problem. It's easy to play Gogeta. Exactly. The bad Zamasu goes into locals in case someone still wants to play it. And now we reach the controversial ones. Okay, cool. U7. U7 Goku. So, 9 tops in BT25. I also feel like it's still good. What happened with U7 is nothing really happened in BT25 to make it bad, necessarily, besides the ban list, right? What happened is that people discovered that Nuova is just better. And then they flat out stopped playing U7. If you look at breakdowns, which you can find on Deck Planet, ever since Nuova started showing up in the top, people just dropped U7. It's not that, it's strictly bad or something. Now it's just players are not playing it anymore because Nuova just does its things better. So I feel like it still did well. The deck is still fighting until its last breath, exactly. So I think it's good. It became even more stall when you play Gogeta SCR or U7 SCR to win the game. Yeah, I don't believe that it's a bad deck. I still feel like it's competitive. I still feel like you can take it, you can do well with it. It's just not played because there's such a better option in Nuova. Like, that's the only reason why it's not being played. Yep, they just switch to better decks. And that's it. Kefla is trash. Kefla is just bad. I can put her into locals. I'll put her into locals because she's not as bad as everything here. My Bulma Vegeta is locals as well. Beerus Arrival is somehow locals. The card that just got one of the most insane promo support ever. Unfortunately, needs a Unison to stick around. Well, who would have thought? What happens then? Beerus goes into locals, unfortunately. And now we're finally reaching the high end. Okay, so let's start with Fapion. So, okay, pilot skill is Tapion. I don't think Tapion is pilot skill anymore. So let me see how Tapion did. Top deck diffusion. Tell me, give me the breakdown. 8 tops. 8 tops is not bad actually. 8 tops is not bad. So if I check on Deck Planet, towards the end of the BT25 meta, Tapion has fallen off completely. Tapion was present at the very start of the BT25 meta, so and it's mostly in NA. That's where it was, and I think all of its stops, yes, all of the Tapion stops are from the very start of the metagame at 2 NA events, and then it's been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 events that Tapion hasn't showed up at all. Tapion is incredible. Tapion is tier 2. I think Tapion is competitive, at least Rogue. Let's see. What holds back Tapion? The Awakening can be a bit tricky. Issues everyone is running free of Koitsukai as well. Yeah. Tapion is good into Kitku, but the problem is that everyone learned to play against it. And expect it and you consider draw if done correctly. Yeah, so this is the thing. I don't believe that Tapion is that good anymore. He's not locals. I'm just putting. I just have to put him somewhere. Rogue. Let's see. I mean, you need to have your Awakening into heavy black meta with counterplay is rough. Koitsukai eats you alive, and everyone is playing Koitsukai now. Like, everyone is packing multiples of Koitsukai. And what else was there? It's Koits. Kitku plays the Chaozu deletes your Hirudegarn. So what do you do then? So there are things that can stop Tapion. Unfortunately, green can't. Just charismatic him away. Plus, if you go first and set up a counterplay for its root the garden, then it's toast. Yeah. I don't think that in heavy black meta Tapion can survive. So, yeah, and we're seeing that with results. And I think the similar thing that happened to Gohanks and U7 is just happening to Tapion. Players just switch to Blue instead. Yeah, the black counterplay. Yeah, that's it. Nemegoku. Nemegoku is tier 1. So there is a couple of these tier 1 green decks, and I feel like Nemegoku is there as well. It performed better than Gohan. It certainly performed better than Gohan. 13 tops. So if you look at results, Goku is the best one, Gohan is the worst one. I feel like Nemi is overtuned. Active battle, draw, +5. Yeah, then you're just being smashed in the face with 8 drops. Access to all green, good stuff. Yeah, I feel like this guy is just tier 1. Green has a lot of tier 1 decks, which is insane when people meme like green is a rogue color. Like, no, green is not a rogue color, mate. Green is definitely not a rogue color. So, if we look like, I don't know, things that have topped 10 times. Yeah, green has like, you cannot see the screen though. It's Kitku, Vegito, Nuova, Nemegoku, and Cell. These are the 5 decks that have topped the most, and 2 of them are green. So, I hate green. Where's the dormant hit? Green Goku is very good. Yeah, Green Goku is amazing. You know what's not amazing? Fucking Successor Frieza. Successor Frieza's locals. This stupid Gohan. We throw him here as well. Another Turles is another addition to the Tova token tier. It's getting pretty crowded. Like, Tova token tier is approaching trash. Like, it's really approaching trash. Because you lost your win streak, lol. Then we go back to better decks. So, SS4 Vegito tier 1. It's the second. So, it's the second best. Arguably, some would even say the first best black deck in the game. The thing is, well, it mostly comes down to playstyle. Like, if you prefer more mid-range-ish, if you prefer a bit of a longer, safer, longer game, you can go with SS4 Vegito. If you just want to play hyper aggro and kill your opponent turn 2, turn 3, you go with SS4 Goku. Like, I wouldn't say that either one of these is necessarily better. I think they're both up there. It's just completely different playstyles. Though Vegito can play aggro, but it's not as aggressive as Goku is. But Goku cannot play control. And now we reach the shitty, the piece of shit. Like the should be banned. Though I don't believe that he necessarily should be banned, but he's the very top of tier 1. Oh, I hate this fucking deck so much. I hate this deck so much. Was it? Hello, chat. He's a piece of shit, but I love him. Lol. Needs an errata. Like, honestly, I don't think that this deck needs to get banned. That's the thing that I've always been saying, but people just don't listen and come to their own fucking conclusions. The only thing that this deck needs is not be able to hit unisons. That's it. Like, an errata just to do that. And it's not even for power reasons. Honestly, I would say that it's not even for power reasons. It's so if you're creating an entire block based around the Z unison mechanic, it feels like a scam to buy a product based around like one cost Z unisons and then one deck deletes all of them. Like, it feels like a scam. So the majority of decks which rely on these unisons just not working. Other than that, yeah, the deck is beatable. It is the strongest deck. It's the strongest deck in the game. It is 51 tops. So, errata no, just errata everything is okay in the deck. The only thing that's a problem is its ability to hit unisons. Well, also made the Z unisons 15k, yeah. Bunny Girl is not the issue. Yeah, it's just the auto, and that's it. But unfortunately, there we go. And the last member of Towa Token tier, the creepy Uncle King Piccolo. This deck is just fucking garbage. This is one of the worst decks ever made. I'm thinking like, man, like if I would put anything else into tier 7 finals pricing, I would. But it's too perfect like this. This deck is so goddamn bad. Now we reach Gotenks. Locals. I like it. It's fun. That's where it ends. It's fun. Majin Buu. Okay. Latest decks are here finally. Majin Buu. We go up, and I would say competitive for this one. I'm not sure whether or not it is the best blue deck in the game at the moment. Gotta go. I look forward to watching the rest on the VOD. See ya, mate. How good is it with the new stuff? Just of course sitting in my closet. Tier 2 for Buu. I think Buu is definitely tier 2. Buu is really good. I don't think that the new stuff impacts Buu at all. So, the deck is amazing. The deck is probably, at this moment in time, it is the best blue deck without, if you don't discount anniversary box support and stuff like that. It was the best one in BT25 meta. So I think this one is definitely competitive. If your opponent floodgates you, you just go leader aggro. That's pretty good. So it's a good one. The unison is a bit of a problem. It's a bit of a problem to keep the unison around. However, it still has a good matchup into Kitku. Somewhat of a good matchup. We have seen this deck beat it here and there. The unison, you just have to trigger like once, get your draw. You have to beat them very early on. Even though Kitku can melt it. Yeah, Kitku can melt it. You just have to beat him super fast, which means that you're praying that he doesn't have an explosive dance or something. But then you go leader aggro. Trunks, unfortunately, Trunks is still locals. Brad, if you're looking, don't look, Brad. This deck is so fucking cooked. This deck is so bad. I mean, like, it's not bad. If you look at Trunks, it's a deck that has, like, everything. It's the best, among the best green-red deck. It's an amazing arrival deck. It's so cool. I want this deck to be good so bad. And then, like, fucking Chaozu comes out of nowhere and blows all of your shit, kills your Vegeta, and then you lose. Because you can't awaken. And it also needs a finisher. Like Rhymes says, it needs a finisher. I can't understate or overstate. I don't fucking know. English is hard. It's not my mother language. So it can't or I can't explain how many times I have seen this deck on stream. And he's putting up a good fight. He's doing his best, and then like mid game comes out, late game, and he just can't win. He just doesn't have a finisher. That's why I think you should play Scramble in this deck. You should definitely play Scramble as your SCR because it helps you burn those last 2 lives. It runs out of gas. Yeah. A lot of people run Cell Max. I still think Scramble is the best option. Because it's 2 lives versus 1. You rarely ever really swing and kill with Cell Max. So, yeah. Then we have Bojack. Yar! Yar! Captain Bojack goes maybe into rogue tier. Let me see. Haha, 3 tops for Bojack boy. Damien, whenever he sees it on stream, I'm putting my money on that guy. Yes. The drink is tier 1, I don't care. I think Bojack is great. I think Bojack is phenomenal. I'll die on the hill that this deck is amazing. It draws like a madman. It draws so goddamn much. We have seen Joe top with it. We have seen what he can do. Like, Bojack is so goddamn good. But Bojack is not a Saiyan. Bojack is not a Saiyan, unfortunately. So, speaking briefly with Joe, when he would lose, I would ask him, like, Joe, what happened? And he would say Kitku. There's not much. That's why I'm putting him into Rogue. I think you can definitely top. Joe has shown that you can top. There was also a top in Italy, and there was also one more top with Bojack in BT25, and that was in Oceania. And supposedly there was one more in Raid and Trade, though I'm not sure. So I would say that he's Rogue, definitely. He's definitely Rogue. Would I necessarily call him a competitive deck? I am not sure. I'm not sure because of Kitku running around. So let's then go to Vegeta. Oh my god. Oh, this shit. Oh man. So, chat. Do you know the new rule change with how Aegis and Revival work now? Let me know. Do you know about the rule change for Aegis and Revival? No. So, there has been a rulebook update. Aegis and Revival had the or more clause removed. That means that if you say you want to activate Aegis, right, with Vegeta, and you say, basically, if you can fulfill conditions with a single card, you cannot add another one. So if you want to activate Aegis, you have to, and you play a yellow-blue card, you discard a yellow-blue to activate its effect, you cannot discard another card that's like yellow or just blue or mono. You can't overpay the cost anymore. So discard 2, draw 2 doesn't exist anymore with this deck. Like, you can't do that anymore. You have to pay the cost with a single card if you're able to do so, if you wish. Of course, you just can't overpay. That makes this deck even worse. Because before you could overpay, you could ditch 2 cards which you don't need. So yeah, either 1 multi or 2 mono. Yes. It can also be 2 multis, but let's say one has yellow, one has blue in it. So it's definitely locals. It's definitely locals now with the rule change. We'll have a rules video out next week, and then I will go over it a bit more. But that's the gist of it. That's the gist of it. Nuova is Nuova is tier 1. Nuova is the best yellow deck in the game. Not necessarily maybe not necessarily anymore the best, but it's definitely up there. I was 1 billion% wrong. I've tunnel visioned into Dragon Balls with its effect in the errata. So 1 multi GT or 1 blue and 1 yellow. You can't do 2. Yes. You can do 2 if they have like one. You can do 2 multis if they have one has 1 color, the other has the other color. So let's say if it's red, blue, yellow, green, you can satisfy it like that, as long as they're not GT. So, Nova is tier 1. Nova just proceeds to be the best yellow deck in the game. This thing is awful. This thing is bad. It goes into locals. Android 18 and Goku. So bad, I'm not even doing a how to play on it. Then you're overpaying if they're GT. As long as they're not GT. I mean, like, the idea is you can't overpay. Well, once you hit the condition, you hit the condition and that's it, basically. You can't do more than it. This deck is just bad. Like, I'm dying on the hill that, like, there's nothing here. And now the new leaders. Oh, fuck yes. A Super 17. Red Super 17. This deck is awesome. I'm happy. I'm like a little child. I'm so happy. I'm like a fat kid in a chocolate factory. I'm like, Super 17 is really, really good now. It's leader aggro. So no, it's how's the performance with new stuff yet? Unfortunately, we don't know anything outside of like closed testing because there's not gonna be any regionals. Thank you, Bandai. So we can't really get any data for the performance, and I believe everyone is gonna play it very close to the chest when it comes to these new decks. And the only event with BT20, there's gonna be two of them. It's gonna be Latam and Oceania, and those two will have BT26, and then we have Europe and America, the last one. So the first one is France, and it's not BT26. So it's gonna take a while for us to see the decks. Anyway, Super 17, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Doesn't need a unison. All of its things are big. Like, all of its things are really big. It can develop a pretty big hand. The attackers are cool. The leader aggro is amazing. The leader aggro is really, really good. Because you can swing like 3 times, and almost every swing can be like 30k, which is insane. The cool thing with the Z extra is that it costs 3 Z energy. So defeating the demon is online. Well, you just play something, you put down the Z extra, defeating the demon is immediately online. That's amazing. I have absurd faith in this deck. I have really, really high faith in this deck. I'm gonna put him into tier 2. So, time to sign those negates that stop the leader from swinging. Yes, but if you do that, then he starts beating you with battle cards. So there is... he's... I would argue that he's the closest to Boo. In the terms of... in like playstyle, he's closest to Blue Boo. He draws like crazy. He can go leader aggro. He can go battle card aggro. It's really, really good one. Now we have Gogeta. Okay, chat. How are your... let me know in the chat, what are your experiences like with testing a Gogeta? I'll talk a bit about mine. I think it's very fun. I think it's super fun deck to play. It's the best Gogeta BR, and I would argue that it is the best blue deck in the game at the moment. Yeah, you fuse from the drop, so you're never losing on hand size, which is amazing. I think the 5 costs none. I think the 5 costs non-Super Saiyan Gogetas are better than the Super Saiyan ones because they draw and they have like cool effects. Generates crazy amount of Z energy, which is insane. Defending friends online immediately, though it's not the best card, it's online immediately. I still need to test a bit more. My current build is running the SER from the archetype. So I like it, but I think that beast is better. I think it's a bit overhyped, but I still think it's tier 2. I haven't fought an optimized list. Goku Black is online. Super combo is online. Very early on, like from turn 2 you have your super combo online immediately. I think this deck is like the best one. I think this is the best blue deck in the game. And as the best blue deck, I'm gonna put him into tier 1. This is blue's representative in the next metagame. Though I still think that an optimized list still needs to be discovered, because there's just so much. Like, the engine is big. You need to figure out how many Gokus and Vegetas you're running, because you don't need to run a lot of them. You need to select 4. Like 2 of each. And that's it. You have enough for anything. But yeah, if that one is mid Jita, this is goat Jita, yeah. Declan is gonna be tight. The Whist Unison, yeah, the Whist Unison is also amazing. Kitku can't kill it, it's great. Now let's talk about a severe disappointment. This fucking Broly. This Broly is so goddamn bad. He's trash. He's not even trash. I would say that he's like Towa token tier bad. Like this is one of the worst decks that I have seen in a long while. Everything costs an energy, and it's just kind of you don't really have that much energy, and unfortunately you can't give Servant to the promo card. What happened? It felt good and then it got fumble. It doesn't even feel that good, because you need to keep paying for everything and you rely on the Z Unison. Without the Z Unison, you're just cooked. Broly SR is super good, but you just put it in Gogeta. Yeah. As the ultimate slap to the face, the ultimate like big schlong slap to the face, it's Bandai making this shit leader like the trophy for top 16 with Alt Art. And I'm like, god damn it, guys, really? Okay. You don't use the Brawl in Gogeta, I think. Yeah, you can. You don't need to use him in Gogeta. You can. So, yeah, that's where that is. Oh my god, did I forget a leader that I wanted to talk about? Oh Christ, no, I didn't. Okay, now let's move to Vegito. So, I'm going to agree with Peter, Joe, and Bigo, and I'm gonna say that Vegito is tier 1. I think Vegito is tier 1. I think this deck is absolutely fucking insane. So, yeah. Is it better than Gohan and Namek Goku and Cell? I am not sure if it's better. But this deck is insane. The ability to burn is crazy. You don't like, it's 3 or more, right? Yeah. So you don't need to even you don't need to deal a single point of damage to your opponent to just bring them down to 2 lives. You get he's a Saiyan, so you get your uneasing, you get your cool little negate. There is like a very tight control burn build that you can build with this one. I mean, it's a green Saiyan, yeah, but I'm surprised. So it's among the best unison killers in the game, because on the front side, any unison centric deck that needs a unison to awaken and stuff like that, you can just keep them locked. Not to awaken, but to do its own thing. You can keep them locked on your unawakened side just by charging the Gohan and just paying 1 to kill a unison instantly. Comboing for nothing. Yeah, charging for nothing is amazing. Just charge the Gohan rare and kill a unison, no problem. You have that. I don't think that Hyper Rush is necessarily that good of a build. I mean, you can build it in 2 ways. You can build it Hyper Aggro with Hyper Rush. You can just go crazy fucking aggro with the deck. Or you can build like more of a burn control build, which is still insane because you pay 3 to burn and then you swing 3 times. That's a scary situation for your opponent. And there is the spicy thing that you can do. If you put, I don't think that's a good one, but it is spicy. If you put peace resolution SCR in this deck, you can be the Z leader forever, which is really stupid. You can just be the Z leader forever if you first use the SCR and then you Z awaken, because it's pretty nuts, because the auto that removes your Z leader at the end of the turn will never trigger. It will just not trigger at all, because Peace Resolution will cancel the effect. So, or you can go with the burn build, where instead of Peace Resolution you run Cell Max. You use your boss monsters to bring your opponent down to 1 life, and once they're on 1, you just do the Cell Max combo to burn them for the last life. So I think this dude is tier 1. He's either 1 or 2. It's one of those two. So I don't think that he loses into Kitku. He doesn't need a unison. He's good at fighting anything that needs a unison. Access to Dormant, access to Uneasing. Pretty solid. Zamas. Green Zamas is bad mass, unfortunately. Green Zamasu got butchered. He's dead. No, actually the problem with Green Zamasu is Kitku. That's the problem with Green Zamasu. That's the biggest issue that Green Zamasu actually has. Your Kitku matchup is not only will your unison get deleted constantly, so if you run into Vegito, he's gonna kill your unison instantly. If you run into red, you're just gonna flat out lose. If you run into Kitku, you can't beat him. You flat out can't beat him, because you will just mill his skillless cards and he will thank you and play them from the drop and then kill your unison. So I don't think this is my second favorite deck from BT26. I love it so much, but I don't think that it's as good. I'd still place him in like Rogue. I think you can top with him. I think you can top if your matchups are just not red. I mean, if you're fighting like a Gogeta, for example, if you're fighting Vegito, maybe anything in tier 2 you can do well against. Red is the biggest issue that you're running into. But if you run into like Kitku or Vegito or anything red, it's gonna be a tall order. However, it's a deck that can just mill like 8 to 10 cards later on in the game just by existing. That's amazing. But red is gonna be an issue, and unison removal is gonna be an issue. So let's go to this dude, Gohan Goku. Gohan Goku is tier 1, I think. I still need to put the how to play for it. I need to make it at all. Let me know, have you tried out this deck? This deck is retardedly aggressive. It's genuinely stupid how aggressive this deck is. Found it a bit hard to play. Yeah, I think you might need to sequence it like here and there. It might need some getting used to, but this deck attacks a billion times. It has 3 attackers. It's crazy good. Gohan Ball Masters. Yeah. It's really, really super aggro. Probably the most aggressive yellow deck in the game at the moment. Sequence is taking a bit to figure out. But it's insane. The amounts of cards that you can play, it's absolutely crazy. So I think this one goes into tier 1 definitely. Cell unfortunately is bad. I say Cell goes into locals. The ruling did come out for, oh my god, if I'm gonna tell you everything, you're not gonna watch the rules video. Anyway, the ruling came out for the 1-drops for Cell. They just flat out don't work. Your 1 costs don't work if you use them with the abilities of other cards, you just can't activate their activate main at all. So 1-drops are only good when you play them, and that's it. Activate main is impossible to fulfill on them. The engine is big, and I just don't feel like it offers much. I don't feel like Cell offers much. Golden Cooler. Now, this is my favorite one. I thought it was gonna be Gogeta, but Golden Cooler is flat out my favorite BT26 deck. Like it, I love Golden Cooler. Golden Cooler is so fucking fun to play. You build a massive board. You can really build a massive board. You play and draw on your turn and on your opponent's turn. That's crazy. Sequencing is something that you need to know how to do with Cooler. The deck's pretty good, and the ability to bean on defense is great. Yes, you can bean on defense. Sequencing is really important in this one, because often you can get like 1 5k trigger with the leader. Then you need to keep reminding yourself that if you send one of the Trunkses, you can get +5 that can trigger an additional ability or something on the field. There's a lot going on when it comes to sequencing in this deck. I think a lot of people fell into the Overwhelm trap. You don't run a lot of Overwhelm in this deck. I would argue that you don't even run the Vegito boss monster, because you rely on those Trunkses going into the warp, and then if you Overwhelm and send like 4 of them to the warp, you just screwed yourself completely. You can't get them back because they're removed from the game. So there is a lot here. I think the deck is really strong. Green also has Blue Impulse, yeah, and there is also Koitsukai, which is also a problem. That being said, I think one of the biggest problems is unfortunately Kitku. It swarms very well, but one of the biggest gatekeeper for Cooler is Kitku, because you just can't win that matchup. In Green Vegito, definitely. The problem is specifically that your opponent needs to attack for Fu's ability +1 to trigger. And those two decks don't need to do that. So I'm looking at I'm looking at locals. I'm considering Rogue. I think the deck is okay, but I am not. It relies. I don't think it's Pilot. I think that for the moment I would put him into locals. Everything that I say is very positive about the deck. I love this deck. It's my favorite one out of BT26. But at the moment, if at least Kitku was gone, I would put him into Rogue, definitely. I might even bump him higher. But at the moment, I just can't. I can't see it. Rogue minimum, you say. Honestly, just hoping to dodge bad matchups. I think, we can put him into Rogue, sure. Because the main argument for it not working is the same argument that you can say for Zamasu, or that you can say for Debian. Like 1 or 2 decks can just kill you. But the deck swarms a lot, and I urge everyone who hasn't played it yet to give it a go. It reads like shit. Trust me, it reads really bad until you start playing it. How to counter Android 21 Valley Predator again? Well, just ban. Problem solved. It's good defensive. Just gate kept by meta decks. Yeah. I think if you're feeling really confident, you can take the deck to the finals. You will top, you will not win. Like, it's okay if you're considering, if you're okay not winning, or if you're happy with like top 32, you can take the Cooler. Well, considering that I would be shocked that if this point there will be like even 60 people at finals with the finals tier pricing, you can definitely get top 32 with Cooler. Android 16 Blue is locals. DN is locals. Yellow Android 13 is locals as well. It's a cool hand rip deck, but not super strong at the moment. Then we have Towa Chaos Bringer. Towa Chaos Bringer is cool. I still think that she is probably locals. I know that Cody played it to a lot of success, with just hand rip your opponent. So, but I think that like it's still the problem is that it doesn't offer much compared to like the things here, right? So you can be a very, very, very good pilot, and you can top with her. You can 1000% top with Towa Chaos Bringer if you're an amazing player. But then you're facing the problem of like, why don't I just play any of these other ones? Towa is trash, you say. No, I think it's okay. I think it's locals at least. Where can I read about sell rules with 1 drops? I'm gonna post a video on it next week, but you can find in the Judge Discord. Just go to the Judge Discord and you can find it in questions. Topo Loco is locals. AOD is kinda trash, but you can put it in locals as well. This ultimate deck Towa is just fucking bad, but like you can put her into locals, sure. SS4 Bardock has fallen off so bad. You're summoning my Discord, but yeah, you can go to my Discord. Bardock got lost in the power creep. It's a good deck. It's a good deck. How is it at the moment? I don't think that it's really. So I think Bardock is still in locals though. I think it got like Fu, it got 2 power crapped out of everything, and now it's just kind of stuck. Cell is tier 1. Cell goes up and lands here. He's not bad necessarily into Kitku. He's still super strong. He's the second best green deck result wise, just 1 win below Namek Goku. Hand Destruction though is not the best at the moment, but that promo is so good. Green eating good right now, absolutely. I've been playing Cell lately. I've been playing it a lot lately, just testing a bit, and yeah. Cell is still good. Cell is still tier 1. Ultimate deck Goku Black, locals. Power Wish, more like Power Crap, goes to locals. Black Broly, same. Krillin, not much here. Quad Strike Goku goes here as well. So we have just a bunch of shit again. Power I'm not rich enough Wish deck, yeah. Who needs Hand Destruction when we go face? Janemba Mill, so another one of Peter's decks. I don't think Janemba Mill does anything. I don't think this deck does anything anymore. So no, it's just do you put it at locals or do like it literally goes down to do you believe that it's as bad as Sinzino? I mean, you have to run the blue-yellow version of Janemba. Decks still draw like crazy. Decks still draw a lot. But I think that the problem is that even the aggression is a bit too much. And even if you... So my argument is that even if you build a blue-yellow build, you have Boo, you have Android, you have Goku here, Vegito, Gogeta, which can swing twice, so you have a decent amount of leaders that will just fly through your flying Nimbus and still beat you. So I don't think Janemba has what it takes anymore. I think Janemba has fallen off. Yeah, but then again, Kitku eats it. Yeah, and if you mill his skillless, he's very happy. Yellow Broly goes here. Broly Surge, I don't think that Broly Surge also does anything anymore. I've been placing Broly Surge into Rogue for the longest possible time, but I don't think that this deck does anything anymore. Let me see. BT24. Before Kid Ku, there was one Broly Surge. In third place. Yeah, but this deck just doesn't do anything anymore. I think it's not. I don't think that it's locals even. Not locals, that it's Rogue even. I can see you playing Broly Surge in the next meta. It didn't get anything. So, I mean, like, it got the 8 cause Broly, but, like, dude, you're not beating. You're not beating these guys with Broly Surge. Oh, I'm still tempted. You know what? I'm just gonna put him into Rogue. Just some out of respect for it being the last good Surge leader in the game. Let's put him up here, sure. The one that I really wanted to talk about, though, is Soul Striker. I think Soul Striker is great now. I think Soul Striker is really good at the moment. Mostly because of Broly SR. And Goku Vegeta, of course. Yeah, I think Soul Striker with the new Broly Boss Monster is amazing. Because you play a Blue Blocker as well. Yeah, so you pay 2, you play him, you swing, you untap, you pay 1, you EX Evolve on top of him. You have the Goku Vegeta now. Soul Striker is really good. It's the best it's been since the errata right now. Yeah, I think it's very, very good. I think Soul Striker is fucking amazing. Where are we gonna put him? Are we gonna put him into tier 2, guys? We can put him into tier 2, right? What do you say? People say it's competitive, it's not tier 1, it's Rogue, it's really good. I think we can put him into tier 2. I think it's scary the amount of things that it has. The only thing where he's crippled is the same thing that applies to everything in blue, and it's the Floodgate. But if blue had a good Floodgate, this would be probably the best blue deck. It would be tier 1 if it had a good Floodgate. Yeah, Soul Striker is really, really strong at the moment. Generic blue is great. This Gohan is cute. And he's in locals. Announcer is in locals. Goku's lineage got support. Goku's lineage support didn't do much. That's basically it. Reddits, I love Reddit so much, but it's so shit without consistency. It's so bad, and there is too much black. So this Vegeta was never good, so just fucks off. 7Ku, I don't believe that this deck is also good anymore. I mean, is 7Ku good though? There is support now in generic blue. There is some support in it that can go into the deck. Blue is good this upcoming set. Blue is okay this upcoming set. I mean, if we look at the top, there is a decent amount of blue decks here. So, winner Vegito. The winner with the promo one. We can put like 7Ku into Rogue, I guess. At least. It's a bit slow, but I think it can get there. I think it's not as good as Soul Striker. Like, it's definitely not as good as Soul Striker is. But it is up there. I think you can definitely top with it. Like, you can definitely top with it. You know how it goes. We don't even need to discuss this. You know how it goes. Again, to tier 0. So then we say locals, sell max, unfortunately locals, Napa locals as well, and I know that for a fact because Solaris plays it at locals, aka it's locals. Whis, fucking garbage. Whis is trash. Whis is awful deck. Oceanus though, Oceanus is amazing. Yellow Oceanus is great. I would put him into tier 2. I would not necessarily put him into tier 1, but I would put him into tier 2. So the idea with Oceanus is he's super aggressive. He's less aggressive than Goku Gohan. So that's why I would put him into like tier 2. He's more glass cannon than Uova is. So I would say if you draw a comparison, you say like between Vegito and Goku Zeno. You would say that Nuova is Vegito, and then Oceanus would be Goku Zeno. That's how I would put them. So very similar play styles, but Oceanus is more all in. It's a deck that can kill you faster, but it becomes shit in the long game. While Nuova is made for fighting longer games while still be able to pressure you. So that's why I would say that Oceanus is in tier 2. This thing is here. Knockout Strike is here. Do we have... we have a couple of good leaders left. Shenron is here. Broly. Yellow Baby. Also locals. I love Yellow Baby. He can do horrible things. We see Stowa. You think we see Stowa? Yeah, I think we see Stowa. Blue Vegito, too Unison centric. Racist Frieza, too racist. And then we have like some... Let's just throw the rest of the locals into locals first. So, Dende, Vegeta Kaba, the shitty Gohan is locals. Gohan's reboot is locals definitely. SS3 Masked Saiyan reboot is locals as well. Then we have, what else are we throwing into locals? It hurts me to say that Frieza Swap is locals. It hurts me so much. I die inside just at the thought of it. Because Frieza Swap, everyone's gonna clown on Frieza Swap until they get slapped by 30k for 1 energy that just wipes the board and mills you like crazy. So, yeah, I love myself some good old Frieza Swap. But I would not put him into Rogue tier. I love him, but I would not put him into Rogue tier. So, goes here. Android 21 Expert is in locals as well. Hasn't done anything. SSB Vegito, I saw him somewhere at some point, but I don't think that this deck is as good anymore. So 1 second. Goes into locals as well. It's not bad. And now we're left with these ones. I think Vegex can also fuck off here. Like, the only person in the world who had any success with Vegex was Mikey during the very, very first regionals of this year, and that's it. So, and now we reach the last 4. Let's start with Pan. Pan is nuts, by the way. Yes, Pan is nuts. Pan is the second best red deck in the game, I would say. Pan got insane support. I think Pan is tier 1. The deck is really stupid. It swarms very fast. It minuses a lot of things. It gets the... it has an easier time getting the blah 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 blah. You know, the Z battle, dude. It rolls like mad. It has access to all red good stuff things. It doesn't rely on the unison, so Kitco doesn't do much here. It doesn't naturally establish a Z extra, but you can go into it. I think Pan is tier 1. I think Pan is the next best red deck in the game. Then Trunks Reboot. I think I would still put him into locals. Yeah, Pan is insane. Pan is insane. Remove Magenta from tier 0. Never. Never. I don't want to get shot. So, you know that Lookout is sponsored by the Red Ribbon Army. So, I think Trunks, unfortunately, is still in locals. It's a cute deck. And now we reach the last two. So, let's start with Monkey. Monkey is good. Monkey is only played in Latam and nowhere else in the world. But we see at Latam events just how good Monkey is. So I like the deck. I don't think that it got anything, though I'm not sure on that one. So I think Apeku is Rogue. I think Apeku is Rogue still. You can take him, you can top an event, sometimes you can even win an event with him. So, but without anything really new, I think we can put him into Rogue deck category. And then we have Majin Vegeta for the very last one. After almost 3 goddamn hours, I'm going to put Majin Vegeta into Rogue as well. Surprised nothing ended up in the finals. How do you mean? What do you mean nothing? Monkey is pilot skill. Actually, I would say that Monkey is pilot skill. Where is the Monkey? We can put him into pilot skill here. Majin got good support and he's Rogue. So, what do you mean? Here, tier 7 finals pricing, you have finals pricing. It's not like we didn't put anything here. So, just going through it one last time before we wrap it up. Okay, tier 0 feels fine. Tier 1, I think it's okay. All colors are represented in tier 1. There's a lot of green here. Not so much blue. But Gogeta itself is good enough to be tier 1 representative. And Kitco and Pen are going to do horrible shit to all of us. Tier 2, I think it's okay. I think tier 2 is fine. Now it's more of whether or not anything goes up and down here. Tier 3, I think it's okay as well. I would love to put Bojack into tier 2 though, but I feel like that might be a bit of a wishful thinking at the moment. I think KP should be tier 7 because of the disappointment. Yeah, no, but it still kind of ruins. Oh, actually, yes. Yes, you are right. King Piccolo goes to tier 7 because, like finals pricing, we were waiting for him for so long and we were all disappointed. Congratulations, Handman. Congratulations. That's actually very cool. Here's a bunch of schlongs for you. So, okay. Tier 4 is too much for me to double check, and I think the rest is fine. So I'm gonna be uploading this tomorrow or on Sunday. But anyways, yeah. That is the tier list going into BT26/finals. And next week we are wrapping up our BT26 coverage, after which we are starting Road to Nats. And that's gonna be an exciting era. So anyways, guys, I'm off. I've been sitting on my ass for so long. So anyway, I am off, and I thank you all for joining me today, and I'll catch all of you in the next one.